On today's special edition of the Rushmore Show, we're joined by the loves of our lives to talk about their favorite Valentine's Day chick flicks. And make sure to stick around until the end so you can hear our 2 cents. Wee wee. Welcome to the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4 and nothing more. So today, extra special episode. As you can see, we've got some guests with us today. Before we get into it, make sure you like, share, subscribe. You hit the bell so you know every time that we post new material. And so let's go ahead and get into today. So who do we got with us today?
I am Courtney.
You are Courtney.
I am your wife.
You are my wife.
And who are you?
I'm Brittany, and I am your wife.
Oh, you are my wife.
I am the wife.
So today, Valentine's Day, we thought it would be fitting to invite the wife.
Take them on a date.
Take them on a date to the Rushmore Show. Look at our lights and how fancy it is. We even brought popcorn. Why did we bring popcorn today, Courtney?
I'm a terrible date. I didn't bring any popcorn or lights. No.
You guys are
not even a Coke Zero, folks.
It's just for real. It's just for real.
Man.
But why did we bring popcorn today,
So
Courtney?
today we are going to talk about our Rushmore of chick flicks.
Chick flicks.
Chick flicks.
Valentine's Day.
Yes.
We are so excited at the Rushmore Show to hear these.
Yes, very excited.
I don't think any.
Make sure you stay to the end to hear our 2 cents about this.
Yes, yeah. When the ladies leave, we'll give you our opinions. So, hey, let's go ahead. We're going to get started with our Rushmores of chick flicks.
All right, Rushmore Show. We're here for our Rushmore of chick flicks.
Yes.
Brittany, what would be your Rosie of chick flicks?
Okay, so my Rosie of chick flicks is older movie, Southern setting, Steel Magnolias.
I'm not crazy, Malin. I've just been in a very bad mood for 40 years.
Steel Magnolias is my Rosie. Yes. Shelby. Remember, guys? Shelby and the old lady with the crazy hair and the dog.
Dukakis.
Yes,
That
her.
lady. Mhm.
Love that movie. It hits you in
Dolly
the heart
Parton.
feels. Yes, Dolly Parton. Funny.
Sally Field.
Oh, yeah, her
Mhm.
too. Yeah. She's the one that says Shelby.
Shelby.
Yep. So my number 4 is Rosie. Love that movie. Could watch it 100 times.
Steel Magnolias.
Love it.
No Magnolias. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's an oldie but goodie. It's probably before both of you guys were born. That shows how old we are.
Was it in color?
Yeah, it's great.
Was it in color?
Was it in color?
Yes.
VHS.
VHS.
It had to go from black and white to color. They had to induce color.
I am not that old. It was in color.
It was definitely in color.
You have to be kind and rewind it when you return it, right? Is that the kind of
Blockbuster, baby.
They charge you extra if you don't do that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wasn't even DVD time.
Come
Courtney,
on.
have you seen that movie?
I have. Yes.
It's good, huh?
Yes. It's a very sad. It makes me very sad.
Yeah, it is.
It is a pretty
sad
touching
one.
ending.
It was a tie between that one and Beaches.
Oh.
Beaches
Rosie.
is her Benjamin, but we're not doing Benjamins.
No. Have you seen Beaches?
Yes.
Oh, that one's real sad.
Okay.
All right, Court.
All right.
Yay.
So my Rosie is The Notebook.
I wrote you every day for a year.
You wrote me?
Yes. It wasn't over. It still isn't over.
So my Rosie is The Notebook. I love how it's set in the 50s. I love the theme, the old timey hair and clothes.
What do you want?
What
do you want?
What do you want?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
What do you want?
I love
Andy, are you a bird?
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
I loved the scene and the setting. I loved the time frame and all of that. And then of course it's a classic love story that brings you back and forth from the past to the future, and how he stays with her through all of her sicknesses, and it's just heartwarming and
Tearjerker.
Oh. I actually love this movie.
I do
This could, it's a chick flick, but it is definitely a really good movie. We're gonna jump into number three. Number three, TJ Jazzy Jeff.
Okay,
Who's
so
your TJ Jazzy
my TJ Jazzy Jeff might be a little controversial. It may or may not have a prostitute in it. My TJ Jazzy Jeff is Pretty Woman.
Mr. Lewis, my grandfather believes the men who create a company should control its destiny.
Where's the salad?
The salad comes at the end of the meal.
That's the fork I knew.
I love Pretty Woman. I have seen it a countless amount of times, and I get it, folks. I get it. She was a prostitute. However, when she walks back into that store all fancied up and said, "You messed up big."
You work on commission, right? Yes. Big mistake. Big. Huge.
Big. I'm like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. I love that movie so much. Julia Roberts is one of my favorite all-time actresses.
I think she's the queen of chick flicks.
She's so good. She's so good. So yeah, that is for sure top 4. Love her.
Yep, and because of that movie, we're out fighting sex trafficking now. Because
that's right. How the tides have changed.
Well. How the turntables.
Great start so far. We're halfway through your Rushmore, and we're just getting halfway through Courtney's Rushmore. So let's go to your TJ Jazzy Jeff. What do you have?
Yeah, this one is
TJ?
kind of out of left field for some people, but it's very memorable for me when I was a teenager and I was very like angsty teen. I'm going to watch what I want to watch and mope in my bedroom. But How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
All right, meet me at the 7th Avenue entrance. 7:30, don't be late.
You got it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's how it's done.
And that's how it's done.
I love the ending scene when she's in that yellow dress. I was like, I could never wear that dress, but it's beautiful. And then like when she goes and she meets his family and they play BS, it is just the funniest.
Bologna sandwich, right?
Bologna sandwich. When they play and they're cheating and helping her, it's just the best, like family, like things that you want when you are finding the person that you love. You want that cool family environment. And
yeah, like chase you down the road while you're in a taxi on a motorcycle kind of love.
Yes.
Plus it's got Matthew McConaughey in it, right?
Yeah, nothing with him.
All right.
Yes. It's all about diamonds with the company, and then they have a little friendly bet going. So it kind of just gives you that twist of drama. But yes, that is my
TJ
Jazzy Jeff.
Confession time, and it's not going to come as a surprise to anybody. I haven't seen that movie, so there you leave it there. That's because I'm a man and I don't watch
an avid movie watcher.
It's a good one.
Sounds like a date night tonight for Valentines.
Bring the popcorn.
Yes,
Yay.
got it.
Yay.
Sounds fun.
All right, so we have come halfway through our chick flick Rushmore, and our number 2 chick flick.
Okay, my number 2 chick flick. If you haven't seen it, shame on you. Shame on you. My number 2 is Dirty Dancing.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
No.
Dirty Dancing. Yes. Who doesn't love it? What does it say? Nobody puts baby in a corner. Yeah, but also too, like thinking back on how long ago they did that, it was super controversial at the time for them to do anything regarding abortions and anything like that. And it was very out of the realm of what they normally did. And so I think it just brought a lot of things to light that people didn't talk about back then, for sure. And also I love musicals and any movie that has any type of dancing in it. So,
I really thought we were going to have 4 musicals, to be honest.
I'm glad we don't.
This is the closest we could get to a musical without it being necessarily musical.
I'll say this. The soundtrack in that movie is phenomenal.
Yes.
So I do.
Phenomenal. You know
love
what else is really good about this movie? The Netflix series that shows how these movies were made.
Oh, yes.
Was pretty amazing.
Well, and it talked about like what I said, all of where they were at and how it was filmed and what they had to do. And I did find out when they did the whole water scene where they were practicing, it was like 40 degrees outside or something. It was ridiculously cold. It was the winter.
And Patrick Swayze got hurt a bunch of times in doing it.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, on that log where he was like doing his little thing, you know.
He probably got emotionally hurt too a lot.
Yeah, it was rough.
Swayze.
But I mean, that movie never goes old. Like, it is just such a good movie. I probably have seen it. Yeah, I don't know. I can rewatch movies a ton of times.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer. R.I.P.
All right.
R.I.P. Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Man.
All right, so let's go to your link, Courtney.
All right.
And I'm going to eat some popcorn while you are.
So my link is actually our first Crushmore.
Crushmore!
We have a
Crushmore!
So my link is one that Brittany previously said, Pretty Woman.
I think you have a lot of special gifts.
When I first saw Pretty Woman, I was probably too young to see that kind of movie.
I didn't even know what that was when I saw it.
Probably shouldn't have known. But I love that same scene that you talked about where she goes back into that store after they treated her poorly because of how she was dressed. And she goes back in and she's like, you messed up. It's very just like, yes, girl power, go for you. But it also like, I love how it gives like you this perspective of like, people can change and people are not always a product of their situation, that they can, you know,
good point.
Better than
it's not always what it appears to be.
Yes. But I also have a lot of memories watching that movie with my grandmother, who I recently lost.
You watched that with your grandmother?
Yes. I watched a lot. Yes, I watched a lot with my grandmother. Lots of late night television and
BC. This is BC.
So I have a lot of really good memories of watching that with her too. Yeah. So
that's a good one. I didn't watch it with my grandma though.
Yeah, and also
good choice. Roberts, Richard Gere.
Julia Roberts to me just exudes 1990s. Like you said, she's like one of the chick flick queens or whatever. Like when I see her, Erin
Brockovich.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not a bad movie she's in. She's just incredible.
Wedding.
We talked about that one too.
What was the one where she's like getting ready for the wedding? Is
That's
that her?
the
Is
one
that
she's
that
talking
movie?
about. My best friend's wedding.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Phenomenal. Okay,
love her.
Wrapping it up here. So let's
wrapping it up with a bow. Valentine's Day. Here we go. Who is your George of chick flicks?
Okay, well, my George of chick flicks is also a Rushmore. Yeah, if you're a bird, I'm a bird.
I'm a bird.
Yes, I love the movie, the one Courtney mentioned earlier. If
The Notebook.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
Yes, The Notebook. I apologize.
Let everybody know what you are
The
thinking.
The Notebook.
What do you want? So super cheesy, but true story, honest moment. When we were talking about moving here and we were going back and forth, we were like, what were we going to do? Whatever. I definitely more than one time in our relationship have quoted, if you're a bird, I'm a bird.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to die together the same way.
Okay, but
She really, really, really wants to go first.
Okay, wait, hold on. So I think I love the whole thing you talked about, the setting, and they went back and the time and all of that. But I think one of the sweetest moments is like him reading to her while she's there. And then at the end where she realizes like for that moment, she regains her memory and they dance together. And it's just this moment of like, he stayed with her till like he was so loyal and loved her so much through. Oh, see, like that.
Just like that, right?
Yeah.
Just like that.
We need rain.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, but it was just so like, oh, that's what I want. Will you read to me?
I will read to
Oh,
you.
see, he'll read to me. You better read to my
C-spot run.
So good. That is my George. It has always been my George. It will always be my George. I love that movie.
Yeah, that's probably not even just chick flicks. That's probably on her Rushmore of movies, period.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
So good. All right, Court.
One more to go.
Let's end it. This is the finale of our chick flick Rushmore. Who you got for your G-dub? Who's George?
So I have another Crushmore. My number one. Dirty Dancing.
Now, the most important thing to remember in lifts is balance.
For sure. Is my number one. This is another one that I have a lot of connections with my grandmother. She obviously we watched lots of movies together.
Yeah.
When I was young, and just as another one that I probably should not have been watching things and learning things that young.
Grandma wasn't screening the movies.
She was not. We watched a lot of movies together that I probably should not have been watching.
Yeah.
But it is definitely something that her and I quoted, like how you and Kirk have fun quoting movies together.
Lots of them.
Love that I have that memory with my grandmother, being able to like, she would quote little things from that movie and it was like our thing. We would get it. But it is the best musical type, like just fun, cool setting, cool.
Even when he's got those two watermelons and he's like,
yes. The cool kids, like at a summer camp almost. And they're all just very cool. You want to be like them. But yeah, so Dirty Dancing is
so good. Such a good movie.
Dirty Dancing. So there you go. You guys completed your first Rushmore. Yay. What do you guys think? You guys have fun?
Had 3 Crushmores. I think that's the first time we've had 3 in the same one.
If we've learned anything today, it's that our wives are 75% the same. Like they're very
accurate.
And actually, I believe the one that was missing on hers almost made hers.
It did. It did.
10 days. Yeah.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. It was one of the ones we talked about when we were discussing what my Rushmore would be. Yeah. So yeah, it was like right there. Yeah. It's a good one. I've seen that one a bunch too.
So not too bad, not too cringeworthy, right, Andy? I mean,
yeah, I mean, the ones that I know, the movies that I've actually seen are decent. They're okay.
I'm kind of disappointed that you have never seen that movie, though.
Well, it doesn't come as a surprise.
I think they should watch our 2 cents part and see how many movies they've seen of those.
Oh,
it's gonna be about 0.
It's gonna be about 0. Probably.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being here today. It was super fun to be on a date with you guys and to I guess so. Okay. Got it. No. Thank you guys for being here today. It was a ton of fun. Valentine's Day chick flick Rushmore. You guys got any last words? Anything else to say?
Like, subscribe, share, follow. Come find us on TikTok. All of the above.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. And if you're a bird, if you're a bird, I'm a bird.
I'm a bird.
He's a bird.
Bird is the word.
Bird.
All right. Well, thank you for having us. Can't wait to watch your 2 cents about our movies.
So that was our wives Rushmore of chick flicks. What a great time that was. It was awesome to have them on and to really just get to hang out with them and let them be a part of the Rushmore show. So here's what we want to do now. You didn't ask for our opinion. We didn't really give you our opinion today. Our wives did, but we're going to give you our opinion anyway in a segment that we're calling Our 2 Cents. And what we're going to do today is, since we talked about chick flicks, we've been loaded down with estrogen and we've been crying and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Instead, we're going to switch to the polar opposite. What are our favorite types of man movies? If I'm going to my man cave, what kind of movie do I want to watch? So how this segment's going to work is Kirk's going to give you 2 of his cents, 2 types of movies he wants to watch, and I'm going to give you 2 of mine as well. So Kirk, get us started. What kind of movie do you want to watch in your man cave?
So essentially, we're talking about our Rushmore of favorite types of movies. So here, this is what I'm thinking. My very first one, I am a huge high fantasy kind of sword and sorcery, that type of movie. Big epic films. I'm thinking right off the bat, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, those big deals. I mean, even going back into some of my childhood, like Conan or Beastmaster. But look, even some of the really cool stuff that is like Pirates and Gladiator, all those movies to me fit one big epic genre. They take up hours of my time, and it will be able to help me rinse through some of those other movies I sat through. So I'm going to go with high fantasy movies. That's that would be my first 2 cents.
That is awesome. I love those. I love the epic soundtracks and everything with that. So that is
some of the best composers and music comes out of that. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. So my number one, my one of my 2 cents as far as man movies goes is I pick Will Ferrell comedies, or just kind of some stupid, you don't have to think about it too much comedies. I love them so much. I think about Will Ferrell movies, Anchorman. I think of Old School. I think of, all those kinds of
movies. Blue.
Night at the Roxbury, just like dumb movies, maybe some Seth Rogen movies and different funny Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, just laughing from the beginning to the end. You don't have to put a lot of thought into it. And man, I love them. I know my wife absolutely hates those kinds of movies. So silly comedies, Will Ferrell kind of genre, those are some of my absolute favorite man
Something
movies.
About Mary, Wedding Crashers, Dodgeball, those.
Dude,
yeah, there we go.
Laughing nonstop the whole time, quotability, all of that kind of stuff. So what's your next one, Kurt?
So my second of my 2 cents would be superhero movies.
Come on.
Now, here's the cool thing about superhero movies. I love Marvel, I love DC. Obviously, I'm a huge Marvel on the movie side, DC on the television side, so I can do a little bit of both. But mainly any kind of superhero movie, especially like the Infinity Saga that we just did, and now they're coming out, Disney Plus doing all their stuff with the television shows, and they're tying in. And man, I can just dig into that stuff and watch heroes that I saw in comic book lore all my life just coming out on the screen. I geek out like crazy. It is definitely one of my top ones. And here's the cool thing. My wife actually loves most of these movies too. Our first date was to X-Men. So like as a movie. So that was really cool. One of our first dates. So yeah, I love the superhero movie, and that would be my 2 cents.
Awesome. So let's wrap it up here. My second of my 2 cents for man movies. Man, you just mentioned geeking out. This is one of those that there is worldwide fan base for this movie, and I'm gonna go for the whole world of Star Wars.
Let's go,
bro. Star Wars. It doesn't matter if you're watching one of the movies from back in the 70s and 80s.
Mando.
If you're watching the new ones, if you're watching the TV shows, the new series and everything, man. If you're doing Lego Star Wars, like everything about Star Wars is so epic. They even have like the story of the father versus the son, and just so many kind of things that you can actually, as crazy as it is, they're playing with lightsabers, they're fighting, and they're, you almost got the chases through space and people shooting at each other and stuff, but you can almost see yourself in some of those characters, man. And both of my 2 cents of man movies are definitely movies that my wife is leaving the house, not just not watching with me. She's going to go grocery shopping. She's going to find something else to do. She is not a fan of Star Wars at all, but man, I love it. So
Brittany has watched one movie of that with me. One.
Yeah. And
that's enough.
They're not big fans of them, but man, I am a huge Star Wars fan. Just a quick Star Wars story. Before they released episodes 1, 2, and 3, they re-released 4, 5, and 6, the original trilogy, in the theaters, and it was something really cool. My dad brought me and my brother to go see these original movies, the remake of they kind of revamped them a little bit. but we got to watch those in the theater. It was a really cool dad and son moment. So I love Star Wars. That is our 2 cents as far as our
I would add this on my side. I just love space science fiction in a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I love Star Wars. I love the whole epic side of that. But dude, any of that extra stuff that could go along, Star Trek, space pirates, I whatever it is, man. I love science fiction, dude.
It's funny. You can put space cowboys. You can put anything that's normal here in space, and it just makes
Predator,
it better.
Aliens,
Jason,
you name it.
Space, like
no.
Yeah, so that's our 2 cents for man movies. We had a fun time talking about chick flicks today, but man, we just got to get back to our roots of manhood and what are the movies that we like to watch. So
I'm ready to get the popcorn out and the Coca-Cola and just get digging in.
Steak and burgers.
Binge worthy.
Yeah. So hey, that's our 2 cents. That is it for today's episode, special edition Valentine's Day. Hope you're getting your last second preparations in, whatever it is you got to do to have the most amazing Valentine's Day ever. Hey, look, if you watch some of the chick flicks that we recommended or that our wives recommended, or maybe even some of our 2 cents movies that we recommended, let us know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. We love doing life together with y'all. Y'all have a great, amazing Valentine's Day. Peace.